This is a baby giraffe. This is an adult giraffe. Can you spot the difference? Well, how about this one? Still can't tell. Can you? The answer is their spots. Baby giraffes are born with no spots. They get them as they grow older. Every giraffe has a different pattern of spots, just like every person has a different pattern of fingerprints. And when it comes to identifying animals, this little detail can be very important. Hi, and welcome to our channel. In this video, we're going on a fun safari adventure where we'll learn what makes African animals so unique. We'll take a trip through the savanna grasslands and explore what special features help animals survive in their environment. So let's go! As we drive through the tall grasses of the savanna, our first animal spotlight shines on the African wild dog. These dogs have slender bodies with long legs and necks. Their fur is short and wiry and their bushy tails are black on the outside and white on the inside, making them look like bottle brushes. But these dogs come in all different colors from red and tan to green and gray, and their fur has unique characteristics depending on their location. The dogs living in forested areas have thicker, longer fur, while those living in the deserts have shorter, smoother fur. And those living in grassy plains have medium-length fur that's perfect for running after prey. So if you see a dog that looks like a cross between a German Shepherd, a Labrador, and a fox, chances are it could be an African wild dog. And speaking of canines, next up is one of the most famous animals in Africa, the lion. Lions are the only cats that live in groups called prides. Prides can include anywhere from 2 to 30 lions and are made up of related females, their cubs, and a few adult males. Lionesses do most of the hunting, but males are needed to protect the pride's territory. Lions have huge paws with thick pads on the bottom, which helps them walk quietly while hunting. They also have retractable claws, which means they can hide them when they're walking and pounce on unsuspecting prey. And lastly, male lions have a distinctive mane around their head, neck, and shoulders. Each lion's mane is unique, just like your fingerprints. Some manes are dark brown or black, while others are lighter blonde or even white. And there's lots of variation on how big and fluffy they are too. So if you hear a loud, deep roar echoing across the savanna, you know it must be a lion. And what's a lion's favorite food? Zebras. Zebras are known for their black and white striped fur, which serves as camouflage. Their stripes help them blend into the tall grasses of the savanna, making it harder for predators like lions to single out an individual zebra to hunt. No two zebras have the same stripe pattern. Even twins have different stripes. Now, you might think that zebras are always black and white, but there's actually some variation here too. Mountain zebras have a brown body with white underparts and a white stripe down their back. And gravy zebras have narrow black stripes on a lighter golden-hued body. And they have a dark stripe that runs from the top of their shoulder down to their belly. If you want to tell the difference between zebras and other horse-like animals, just look for the stripes. But not all animals rely on color and patterns to camouflage themselves. Take the chameleon, for instance. Chameleons are famous for being able to change color. This helps them hide from predators and sneak up on their prey. When they're young, they're born with gray or brown skin, which helps them blend in with tree bark. As they get older, many chameleons develop bright colors and unique patterns. Each one is different. And chameleons can change color depending on their mood or the color of their surroundings. Now, you might think that chameleons are only green, but in reality they come in a rainbow of colors from yellow and orange to blue and purple and even red. And don't forget about the bumps and ridges on their snouts, which help direct their whiskers towards their eyes. So if you see a scaly lizard with bulging eyes and a long sticky tongue, you know it's a chameleon. Okay, it's time for a drink. The watering hole is our next stop, and there's plenty of wildlife here, including crocodiles. We'll need to keep an eye out for them because they're excellent at hiding. Most crocodiles are dark colored with lighter undersides. This helps them blend into the muddy water and surprise their prey. Nile crocodiles have long, narrow snouts, while the American crocodiles have wide, rounded snouts. If you see a crocodile basking on the riverbank, look for these differences to figure out which one it is. And don't forget their teeth. Crocodiles have 64 to 68 teeth, and they replace each other throughout the crocodile's life. If you see a crocodile with teeth on the top and bottom that look like they are lined up in a row, it's probably a baby. Adult crocodiles have teeth that fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. So if you see a crocodile swimming underwater, look for these details to tell if it's an adult or a baby. But now it's time to cool off and take a ride on a hippo. Hippopotamus may be the third largest land mammal in Africa, but they got their name because they're mostly water. The word hippopotamus means river horse, and hippos spend most of their days in the water. They have big barrel-like bodies with short legs and small ears to help them stay streamlined while swimming. And they have long coarse fur all over their body. It might not look like it, but that fur has a special purpose. It helps hippos float in the water and keep their skin from getting sunburned. Now, you might think that hippos are gray, but they're actually pink. Newborn hippos are a reddish-pink color. As they get older, they lose their reddish hue and turn gray. But after a swim, their skin turns bright pink because their fur gets wet and their natural pigment develops. So if you see a large gray or pink mammal splashing around in a river, chances are it's a hippopotamus. Now we are going to go for a walk on the savannah and see what else we can find. There's nothing more beautiful than a giraffe. These gentle giants have super long necks and legs and distinctive brown patches. No two giraffes have the same pattern. In fact, a giraffe's spots are like fingerprints. Scientists use them to identify individual giraffes. And although we can't see them without a microscope, giraffes have tiny ridges on their noses. These help them smell yummy food like leaves way up in the trees. Giraffes have adapted to life on the savannah by growing extra long necks. This allows them to reach high up into trees to eat delicious leaves that other animals couldn't get to. However, this also means they need a lot of energy to power their big bodies. That's why giraffes spend so much time eating, sleeping, and getting more water. They have to drink up to 30 gallons of water a day. So if you see an animal munching on leaves high up in a tree, chances are it's a giraffe. These adaptations have helped these animals thrive on the savannah. By blending into their surroundings, zebras confuse predators while hunting. Chameleons blend into trees to sneak up on their prey. Hippos float in the water using their fur. And giraffes use their height to access tasty treats high up in the trees. All of these special features help us identify and distinguish each species. We've had such an amazing time on our African safari adventure. Which animal was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun adventures. And remember, you're never too young to learn.